IoT. So we don't have any filing.
Nope, no file name. Oh wait, the chat is
wait.
giving us file name ESA.
ESA.
So, yay!
Okay, let's have hype
Let's go with
because there is a lot of hype right now. Of course.
You're losing frames.
Hype.
I,
The neighbors.
All right, so now I'm ready. Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. All right. So hi guys, I'm Ama. So today I'm gonna show you OT any percent. So you probably know this game. You probably know this category really well. It's been years now since we're doing the wrong warp, the infamous wrong warp to the Ganon's castle last child. But since 2012, there have been a lot of improvements. Some were very minor, a few seconds, and some were really big. And we haven't seen any percent since quite a long time because a trick called get item manipulation has been found. And this trick was extremely bad since it involved a lot of RNG, unfortunately. And a guy called Skater found in July or in summer 2016 a way to do this glitch, which is not RNG anymore, and it's faster. So it created some hype around 80% again, and this is extremely cool. So yeah, we're gonna see that soon.
fancy a donation?
Sure.
We've got $5 from Tarrant saying, $5 for our Zelda boys. Good luck with the run and Ked's Master. TSM, TSM, TSM.
Hey.
Thank you. All right, so a lot of people are asking why we are not skipping the intro because it's just pretty much mashing. Well, still, the text box can be sometimes. You see the blue box on the text box. If you see that, that means you're not mashing perfectly, and so the intros can be sometimes slightly, very slightly longer or faster depending on the runs and the runners, of course. So that's why we're not skipping the intro of 3 minutes, unfortunately.
What many people don't know is that you can actually advance text also with C up. So
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that. I should do that.
Yeah. So if you see speedrunners with controller input and you see them mash C up, it's not just because they're bored or hyper, it's actually because it advances text as well.
Yeah, this is really weird. I don't really know why.
Well, it's weird on GameCube controller because you would have to like flick up the C stick,
Oh yeah, I guess so.
but on N64 it's just a normal button as well. So you have 3 buttons to advance text in this game.
So yeah, the route is really different from what we could see at the very beginning of this route in 2012. Like the first world record with this route was something around what 30 minutes. It
Yeah.
was really unoptimized, and now the current world record is 17 minutes and 9 seconds. This is really crazy. This is amazing.
This game is at its point where one missed backflip at the beginning is where when the
Yeah,
runner
yeah.
just goes to the Wii and resets again.
It
so-
already happened to me to backflip the house. Well, that's pretty much reset.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you
Nice.
can do a side up on the left here. This is really annoying. Oh my god.
It's because of the camera, because it flips or inverts. Your first input is actually being inverted as well. I think it's frame
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. It's
But
a
it
bad
happens
frame
too
perfect.
Yeah. For some reason, this frame perfect is the easiest frame perfect in the game.
Oh, the boulder of shame.
Usually you would backwalk movement here, but because of the boulder being out of sync because of the unfortunate movement, he rather just don't backwalk and just roll to make sure to not get hit.
Alright, so we're just collecting rupees on the sword here because we don't want to... Alright, see, if you have seen the 1810 of Cosmo, the very famous run of Cosmo, you know that he's doing a trick called Mido skip. Oh my god, wait. Alright. Where he's basically clipping through the ground to skip talking to Mido, the guy who is blocking the way to the Deku Tree. And it's because we don't have the Kokiri sword, and we need the Deku Shield and the Kokiri sword to talk to that guy. But in this route, it would be really bad to do this Mido skip because we would have to do it 3 times, which is, first of all, insanely hard, and it would not even save time at the end.
This so pretty much the world record is really optimized. There's barely any potential to like do any faster strats. So the only thing pretty much other than like Mido skip obviously that could be viable in speedruns for them to implement in the run would be something called Baba Hess. To the left of the Deku Tree there is a Deku Baba that is going straight up and it's just like rotating. It's not actually attacking you. And there's one frame where you can actually Hess off that Baba, and a Hess is faster than rolling by a couple seconds. I think 3 seconds.
I haven't done it. I think yeah, it's a double frame perfect thing. It's insane how we are pushing this game in its limits right now.
Yeah, so now we are entering the Deku Tree.
Yeah, before that, in the old world, we wanted to get the bottle before going to the Deku Tree because this is where we were, but not anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Used to escape the forest. It's really cool because people would always wanted to have a route where you don't even have to escape the forest once, and we actually have one now, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what he tried to do there was to skip the cutscene. If you pull out your sword one frame, or on a specific frame before grabbing the vines. Oh, it's unfortunate. If you pull out your sword on a specific frame before grabbing the vines.
Okay, goodbye.
Get wrecked. If you pull it out on a certain frame, it takes priority over Navi talking to you. Wow, that's unlucky.
Yeah, that's a really bad RNG right now.
And then you can skip the text.
Alright, so this is pretty much the new trick there. It's a bunch of frame perfect stuff. And okay, I'm gonna explain what I'm doing right after I got it. Hopefully I get it.
So what he just did now is frame perfect side hop.
Oh my.
To not fall down the web, but instead side hop, so you can do that setup over here.
It's extremely precise. People don't really realize it's so precise.
And this trick here, it's actually really old. It's a vine clip we used to use to skip B1 back in the old days. And now it's found a new use.
Should be good.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I want that one. Okay, if I would have missed this jump, it would have been run over. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so briefly explaining what I did there. Basically, I needed to go in the water, but out of bounds, which is for some reason the camera is going crazy at some point. I just don't really know why, but it allows us to do something called the dive console. So basically, during the dive console, the game thinks we are underwater while we are not, and there is one frame where I can grab the vines, and the game still thinks I'm underwater. And in this game, when you are grabbing an item which is underwater, for example, the Rudo Slater or the Ocarina of Time, the game will give you the item when you will surface again. And oh my god,
Nice.
this never happened before. It's not too bad, I guess I can do that here. Okay, thank you, Glitchless. And basically, the game thinks I'm grabbing the nuts while I'm underwater, so the game is like, okay, I'm gonna give you the Deku Nuts while you are going. When will you go in the water again? However, meanwhile, I'm going to hump the map chest, and I'm not gonna give any further details because it's a really odd glitch. But basically, it will change the value of the nut, and it will give me the. And I forgot to get nuts for real.
Did you?
Yeah. That means I have to die on Goma without doing the double KO, which is actually fine. We are gonna see some other strats. It's not that much slower, actually. Oh no, I died.
Good game.
Yeah. So yeah, basically by humping the chest, it didn't give me the nuts when I went back in the water. It gave me the negative value of the content of the chest, and the negative value of the map is the blue potion, and it's very convenient because of course we need a bottle. So now we just need to get bugs, and then we can wrong warp.
Yeah, sadly there's no faster way to get bugs other than going all the way up into Lost Woods.
Yeah, it could save so much time to
Yeah.
let them in the Deku Tree.
If there would have been bugs in the Deku Tree, we could do the whole speedrun just entering the Deku Tree and
Yeah.
finish it there. But can't really complain. We used to have to actually leave the forest to get bugs and a bottle. So at least it's some progress.
Yeah. Alright, so I don't need this blue potion at all. I just will get rid of it. Oh, nice. So now I have my bugs. I will just go back in the Deku Tree.
A sick advanced strat in here is actually called Waterfall West.
Oh yeah.
What you do is you backflip onto a fence up there, side hop to the left, and then jump attack a certain part on the wall. And then it barely works out that you hit water, and you can extend the west all the way down to Deku Tree. It's pretty tough because you have to.
Okay, nice B1 skip.
There you go.
So now I have my nuts.
Yeah, the west is pretty tough because you have to actually angle change. And if you've seen N64 speedruns of this game, you see that they, when they do wesses or hesses, that they angle change back and forth all the time. That's because it's really easy on N64 because of the dead zone.
Alright, so yeah, now I have to do something old called the Goma clip. This was basically the old strat. Now we are doing the double KO. The Goma clip is much harder, but that should be fine.
One more. Nice.
Okay, nice. This is...
So this trick was found by a Japanese runner called SVA. We talked about him a lot in my TP run.
Yeah.
But,
That's been found on accident. This is so crazy to
yeah.
find this on accident.
I've seen the highlight. It's really funny. He just plays around with Goma with Ice G, backflips back and forth, and then he just clips through, and he's just like, "Wow, what just happened?" And yeah, So he just did a safety save because he's doing a trick called wrong warp. A lot of people have seen it probably, but if not, then pay close attention. Pretty much how this trick works is he's backflipping onto a specific spot on this blue warp. And now the timer for the blue warp starts ticking up. And now it's unloaded because he's not looking at the blue warp. And yeah. And pretty much what he did is, or if you've ever wondered what happens if the blue warp and the Deku Tree door opening cutscene have a baby, that's what is the result.
Thanks for the explanation. This is pretty much what is happening, yeah.
So pretty much what you do is you stop the blue warp timer value at a certain point, and by opening the door you add up the door value to that value, and those being added up happens to be the value for this cutscene, or for the collapse cutscene.
It brings you in the interior collapse, and then you can just exit, and you have this cutscene while you are exiting.
Yeah, because the game wants you to watch this cutscene, and even if would have warped to the lowest part possible, it would have still brought you all the way up, because it's an automatic play of this cutscene if you enter this area for the first time.
Fortunately, we have some ways to go back again, all the way down.
Yeah.
We'll see that soon. Although this glitch is really bad. we don't really like it. It's RNG based. It's really tricky.
Nice.
It's far from being over. Everything could happen with the rocks. Okay,
Awesome.
perfect. Wow.
So what he just did is a trick called Void Warp. How it works is you has into that corner, target or do some stuff with ESS left and right, back and forth. So you manipulate your own angle, and you use Zelda to set a certain angle, and then you has again back into the corner, and it barely clips you through. And with that angle you have,
Oh.
nice, the kiss.
The kiss. It saves a few frames because Zelda pushes you
into
in
the
the
cutscene.
loading zone.
And yeah, how the wiggle works is so you clip and you touch the loading zone for that room on the same frame as you void out, and so the game gets confused because it wants to put you back onto a certain coordinate, but at the same time it wants to void you out, or wants to put you into the loading zone. I mean, and it wants to void you out at the same time. And what it does is just it combines the both actions and respawns you, but to the coordinates into an out of bounds map. And then you can, with a precise jump slash, you can jump slash all the way down there and enter the last loading zone before that room we just saw.
Yeah, this glitch is really hard to explain. Like, it's hard to fully explain what is going on, why we have seen one room loaded, and yeah.
This trick used to be TAS only until we found out that you can clip into that corner.
Yeah, the first way to do that that void warp was just crazy. We had to hover with the rocks. It was not even faster, even for tool assisted speedrun. That was just crazy.
Mr. Grunz, I think, found it, right?
I think Glitches and stuff found it first, and then Blue Blibla found a way to clip with the HAS.
But yeah, the TAS only method was crazy. You actually had to manipulate the rocks a certain way so it would fall down next to you, so you could side hop hover onto them and then slowly hover your way into the loading zone. No way there's a possibility to do that in RTA.
Actually, there was even a faster way called the Insta Clip to do that glitch, where basically I'm doing a HAS from the very top of the tower. However, I haven't done it there because it's also RNG based, and there is a lot of lag because of Ganondorf. Sometimes it's really hard to put it off. And yeah.
You saw him jump slash with the Deku Stick into the cutscene. This game has a broken move called the crouch stab.
Oh yeah.
they never set an actual damage value to the crouch step. Instead, what they did is they made it so the crouch step adapts the last damage dealt with your weapon. And in that case, we use the Deku Stick to store certain damage. But in this case, what he does is nice.
ISG.
So he stored the damage for the Deku Stick Jump Slash, and what he just did is called Infinite Sword Glitch, a trick where you interrupt a crouch stab on a certain frame with Navi. And when you interrupt a crouch stab, Link thinks, or the sword starts to constantly swing every single frame. And so with that glitch, as you saw, the Deku Stick was glowing really fast. He was dealing Jump Slash Deku Stick damage over and over again. So he just did it again. So you can see glow like that. That's because the game thinks he's swinging the sword every single frame. Or in this case, the Deku Stick.
It's very convenient because there are only two weapons that are really efficient against Ganon. It's the Deku Stick and the Master Sword. Because we're not supposed to have the Deku Stick there. This is really convenient.
The developers weren't stupid. They thought, hey, you could use any other weapon. So what they did, they reduced every single possible weapon to 0 as a damage value, except for the Master Sword.
Get ready on time, by the way.
Yeah. Time.
All right. Thank you. All right, so that was pretty cool. I mean, it's just a shame I forgot the nuts right before
that would have been
going
some
to
20.
Goma.
But hey, you could have showed off Goma clip at least. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
at least we saw the Goma clip, which is really sick.
So this cutscene is funny because all the sages that are gonna seal Ganon away now, you've never met them except for Saria at the very first
Oh
minute.
yeah.
So it's like, hey,
like,
people I've never seen in my life, help
Hello.
me.
All right, so that was the current 80%. I hope you enjoyed that. One day the cutscene of the credits will be even longer than the game.